Welcome to the program Mudat Anokhi Andiya, whose English name is Sages of Sin. My name is Munir Domki and I teach literature to postgraduate class students. Well, this is a live program coming straight to you from our studio here at the Academy. And this program is a project of Readers Academy of English Language and English Literature, GPO Road, Larka. Well, this program gonna be the sixth one on a Sindhi poet, and the poet that we have taken today from History of Sindhi Literature is Qazi Qadan. He is considered to be ancient poet in Sindhi literature. So Qazi Qadan, whose name also appears with a modicum of change too in various history of books, is Qazi Qadan, Qazi Qadan, Qazi Qadan, Qazi Qadan bin Abu Said, and Qazi Qadan Bakri. These are the same names of the same poet. So this poet has got unique distinctions in history of Sindhi literature. He is a man of many firsts. First ancient poet in Sindhi literature, first great poet of Sindhi language, first famous poet of Sindhi poetry, and first father of Sindhi poetry according to Dr. Nabi Bakhsh Khan Baloch, the historian and the critic. Qazi Qadan is also considered to be the first mystic poet of Sindhi literature, and he coined the term for the first time in history of Sindhi literature, Jogi, for a spiritual teacher and leader. In his couplet, the famous couplet, Jogi Jagayos, Suto Vasnindram, Ta Poethios, Sunday Parya Page. Qazi Qadan is also the first poet whose baits and couplets are available in written documents. He was a scholar and a poet, the first poet and a scholar, like the one in British literature, like father of English poetry, Geoffrey Chaucer, who witnessed three reigns of kings. This poet also witnessed three reigns of kings. As Geoffrey Chaucer witnessed three reigns of kings during his life span, Edward III, Richard II, and Henry IV. Similarly, this poet also witnessed and saw the three reigns of kings in Sindh. The first one, Jam Feroz Samma, and the second one of Mirza Shah Beg Argun and Shah Hassan Argun, his son, who they ruled over Sindh. Qazi Qadan was the first poet to influence later classical Sindhi poets of first water, Shah Abdul Karim, Lutfullah Qadri, and Shah Latif. He was also the first mystic poet to influence the later Sufi poets of Sindhi literature. An interesting thing about Qazi Qadan is this also, that he was also the first poet to compose allegorical poetry. His earlier ancestors lived and settled in Seven Sharif and later on to the adjoining areas, and then they moved to the Bakr. Qazi Qadan was the most important, even fatherly figure for the era in which he lived for many of his disciples. So he was a Sufi poet of his period, and he was a learned scholar. He was a theologian, and he had a great command over even three languages of the time. He had also command over the Arabic and Persian languages. Now, in those days, having command over Arabic language and Persian language was considered to be the mark of superiority, and Qazi Qadan was expert in those languages. He was also a mathematician too. And according to Dr. Nabi Bakhsh Khan Baloch, who writes in a book, History of Sindhi Literature, that Qazi Qadan was also one of the leading essayists of his time too. Earlier, Qazi Qadan was proud of his bookish knowledge, since he was a religious scholar too, and he had gone through various religious books too. But later on, after his experience, mystic experience of knowing the absolute truth of one God, he started rejecting the bookish knowledge. Well, there are many books as a record, as a history. They tell us about the facts about this poet, Qazi Qadan, and his poetry. To name a few, Tarikh-e-Masumi, written by is one of the contemporaries, Mir Masoom, published in the year 1601, almost half a century after the death of Qazi Qadan. And there is another Persian book, Gulzar-e-Abrar, written by a scholar from India named Muhammad Ghosi Shatari Mandavi. And that book was written around 1611 and 1613. But the most authentic book, the valid book, to which many of the historians and critics concur and believe that the validity of the poetry of Qazi Qadan is the book Bayan al-Arfin. There in that book, his couplets appear along with other Sindhi poets, Shah Abdul Karim Buludiyawala. And that book was compiled by one of the disciples of Shah Karim, Muhammad Raza bin Abdul Wasir, in the year 1628. But recently, in the late 90s, 1978, one of the Hindu scholars from Haryana state of India, Hero Thakur, compiled and published the poems of Qazi Qadan in a book form, and Dr. N.A. Baloch, Nabi Baksh Khan Baloch, also recently compiled and added more verses of Qazi Qadan. Now, since I told you viewers that Qazi Qadan was the first mystic poet too in Sindhi literature, and he was the first person to coin the term Jogi for a spiritual teacher and spiritual saint. Now, there are two interesting incidents that are related with him, his becoming of mystic. The one is that one day, now, what made him a mystic poet, or what made him a mystic, is that one day in a mosque, he saw a sleeping lunatic having his feet towards the direction where worshippers pray. So, infuriated by that sight of ill-mannered lunatic person who was having his feet direction towards the very direction where worshippers pray, Qazi Qadan took the stick and was ready to club him, but to his utter bewilderment, to his utter surprise, soon what he discovered, that instead of feet of that lunatic person, he found his head, and he halted. Qazi Qadan halted for a while and stopped clubbing or punishing that lunatic. Now, this was the event that really transported him, that really changed him as a mystic poet. And the very sentence that lunatic person occurred is this, that wherever the feet may be, but direct your heart straight to the beloved God. Now, this very sentence penetrated deep into heart of this poet. There is another incident too that transported him towards the mystic disposition. Qazi Qadan, since it is also the very disposition or nature of the Sufi poets that they can't see the unhappy conditions of their era or a time or a period or the social circumstances they live in. It is often said that the Sufis renounce this world and prefer the life devoted to God, and because of the fact that their discourse is strengthened by the fact that they observe the tyranny of this world and the continuous spectacle of bloodshed, rapine and civil war, and then they turn to mysticism. And this happened in the case of Qazi Qadan too, that once when Shah Beg Argun, the then ruler, in the year 1520, he attacked Thatta and he got several people killed in Thatta, and coincidentally the family of the Qazi Qadan was also staying in the Thatta. Jolted by the carnage of the people, Qazi Qadan wrote a letter and dispatched that letter through one of the very important men of then ruler, Hafiz Muhammad Sharif, who was very near to the ruling side. Qazi Qadan wrote the letter to the ruler of the time to stop the massacre or the bloodshed of the people. Now that very incident changed him or converted him into a mystic poet too. And because of the similarities that are a close affinity of Qazi Qadan with the ruler Shah Beg Argun, because they both were the disciples of the Sufi Mira Muhammad Jaumpuri. And this closeness, intimacy also was one of the reasons that there were so many political issues in which the advice of Qazi Qadan was sought. Well, viewers, let me tell you that what I have shared with you up to now. I have shared with you up to now that Qazi Qadan was the first ancient poet of Sindhi literature. He was the first mystic poet too. He was the first popular poet of Sindhi poetry. And according to Dr. Nabi Bakhsh Khan Baloch, he was the first father of Sindhi poetry and first poet whose couplets are available in the books, in the written documents too. And he was the first classical poet to influence the later generation of classical poets of Sindhi literature and Sufis too. Now, talking about his poetry, talking about his couplet, talking about his mystic poetry, because you can't find in Qazi Qadan's poetry the mentioning of the dirty politics of this world, our social issues of this world, and because Sufis remain altogether aloof from the hustle and bustle, from the chiri-veri of this world, and they do not get themselves involved in the worldly affairs. This is why he is considered to be the first mystic poet. In his poetry we find mysticism or a mystic element a lot. From the technically, if we analyze his poets, Qazi Qadan's poets, technically they are very strong poets, and they are perfect couplets too. Viewers, I would like to tell you a very interesting thing, that perhaps Qazi Qadan is, this may not be considered exaggeration too, that perhaps Qazi Qadan is the only poet in Sindhi literature whose 7-8 couplets made him popular. I mean to say that his 7-8 couplets which were discovered, his entire fame rests on those 7-8 couplets, and those couplets made him popular. So, if we analyze his couplets, that technically they are very strong couplets, and we find the beautiful combination of similes and metaphors. He profusely uses similes and metaphors in his couplets, and more importantly, the word akhar, alphabet akhar, is the repetitive word in his poetry, and we find that from formative structure, his couplets contain dohashan, sortashan, and sometimes combination of both. These are forms of poetry, viewers, which are a landmark not only in his poetic experience and career, but also in history of Sindhi poetic literature. According to Dr. Nabi Bakhsh Khan Baloch, the historian and the critic, that from the point of view of sublime thought, beauty of meaning, Qazi Qadan couplets are the unique examples of meditative poetry or mystic poetry and moral attitude. Now, one of the ways to recall this poet, to remember about this poet, is the fact that one famous and popular couplet of him that really established him as a mystic poet, as a Sufi poet, and that couplet is Jogiya Jagayo Suto was Nindrame. Ta poetios Sunday Parya Page. According to Khan Bahadur Memon, that Qazi Qadan was first poet to use the word yogi for a spiritual teacher or a leader or a saint. So earlier this poet, Qazi Qadan, was in a deep slumber. He was in slumber. Then a Sufi came and awokened him up. And after that, there was a no looking back. And he was on the right path. And that path was the path of beloved God. So, Jogya Jagayos, Suto Vasnindram, Ta Poethios, Sunday Parya Page. Well, there are 4 couplets that really, tell us as a reader of his poetry that he seems to reject the external knowledge, bookish knowledge. Earlier he was arrogant, he was proud of his bookish knowledge. But later on, when the wisdom dawned upon him, he altogether renounced the word and also stopped believing in the bookish knowledge. As he says that, Kans Kaduri Kafiya ke kina padyom, so pari byo jita prinam. In order to search God, in order to search your true beloved, so you don't have to rely on bookish knowledge. External knowledge based on senses, seem to be unsatisfactory and faulty after he made a spiritual leader. There's another famous couplet of Qazi Qadan, in which he says that Kans Kaduri Kafiya je padi parone sab takar mandi makori khuwa mein pai kache. Now, this is generally, psychological fact that those who read books, they turn to be arrogant and they consider themselves, above heaven even. This poet rejects the bookish knowledge. And look at this kind of a simile that as he's using that, the karmandi makori khuwa mein pai kache. So those who believe that bookish knowledge is everything, then they are not on the right path. Now, there is another couplet of Qazi Qadan, and this couplet also is a very famous couplet of him, and he talks about spiritualism too, about mysticism too, as he says that fire day lat uchi nichi bore, fire day lat uchi nichi bore, hekai hek tho, very subject. So those who live in society, they talk about the equality and inequality. And inequality and equality are the very issues or matters concerned to a socialist man or a man living in society. But those who are mystic, those who are Sufis, and those who believe in ascetic attitude, to them everyone is equal. Everyone is on the same boat. Now, rejecting again the bookish knowledge that he obtained, that he contained or he got from the books, Qazi Qadan says that, Sei silatyam parayam jipana akhar agya ubre vagu thi varyam. Sei silatyam parayam jipana akhar agya ubre vagu thi varyam. So all those books, all those very things are the problems or issues that once he had studied himself. Now, those books also became a hindrance, some sort of a hindrance to him to see his beloved. According to Qazi Qadan, that in order to know God, in order to know true beloved, one does not have a need to study even books, or does not have a need of reading the letters, or does not have a need of alphabetic knowledge. As he says that, Loka nahu sirf muh mutalo supri सोई पढ़ो सोई पढ़ा सोई सो हर्फ. Comparing his way of seeking knowledge or seeking beloved God and comparing his method of staying in with the people that he observed. He says that loka nahu sirf. Generally, people have a traditional method of gaining the knowledge. People often read letters, alphabets, and then later on they command over the knowledge. But this poet claims that he has read only one, God. Still he is reading only God, who is enough for him. So, in the later couplets, we come to know that he says that La lahide kinke, la mori na, be la ri parya kete ne ko byo. In this couplet also established him as a spiritual, poet or a Sufi poet. That first poet in his poetry, we find traces of the beginning of Sufi poetry in Sindhi literature. Here, Qazi Qadan says that people often think about God. First, they deny the other gods. But according to him, he does not think about law. He does not think about negation or negating other gods than that of one God. Then why to think about it? When God is one, when only one God is there, one beloved is there, why to think about law? Why to think about negating others? Or why to think that others should be negated? Only one should be thought, the one beloved. Only God exists. God is everywhere. In his last couplet, we come to know, viewers, that as Qazi Qadan says that Sajan manj huam mu veche vao thya heda hoda hatra hiya jad vidham. Now, what common ordinary people do, and what is the demarcation, or what is the line of difference between the common people and the Sufi? The difference between the common people of seeking God and the Sufi is that generally common people search God outside and they believe that God exists outside. So they are manjhuam. But according to this poet, Qazi Qadan, that God lives inside us, and intuitive knowledge is enough to know God. So they are manjhuam mu vethe vav. Why to search for God outside when God is inside us? Heda hoda hatra hiya jad vidha. So earlier, when he was no more on a trek to Sufism, he was trying to search God outside. But later on, when he was on the true path to search God, Jogi Dagayos Sutto Vasminam. When Jogi came, when the spiritual leader came and woke him up to the reality call, and that reality call was that God is within and God is only that exists. So this was our lecture on the first classical poet and first ancient poet, Qazi Qadan. Hope you enjoyed us and got some information from this lecture. I would like to tell you that this program, Sages of Sindh, whose Sindhi name is Mudat Anokhi Andiya, is a project of Readers Academy of English Language and English Literature, and my name is Munir Domki, and with this we conclude.